I receive a sudden invitation for a meeting. My boss, Laura, is in the room with an HR representative. I walk in and see their serious faces. I feel a knot in my stomach. I sit down trying to keep calm. Laura starts talking. She says the company is restructuring. She says my contributions have been valued. I hear the words, but they sound empty. I have felt this moment coming for weeks. I prepare for what I know is next. The HR representative explains the details. I nod, pretending to listen, but my mind races. I think about the last few months. I remember the warning signs, misdirected emails, hushed conversations in the hall, my colleagues' glances full of pity. I sense a shift in the air. It is heavy and thick. I feel like a ghost in my own office. Laura continues, but I am no longer focused on her words. I think about my work. I think about the long hours I put in, the nights I stayed late to finish projects, the weekends I sacrificed. For what? I realize now that it may have all been for nothing. The company will take my work and move on without me. Laura finally says the words I do not want to hear. She says that my position is being eliminated. I feel my heart drop. I take a deep breath. I force myself to keep my face neutral. I do not want to give her the reaction she expects. I know she wants to see me upset. She hands me the severance package. I glance at the papers. The details seem standard. I read about my benefits and the final paycheck. I nod again, still masking my feelings. I feel like I am in a fog. I hear Laura mention team restructuring. I feel anger bubbling inside, but I keep it down. I remind myself that I saw this coming. Laura looks at me, waiting for a response. I nod slowly. I say thank you. I try to sound sincere. I think about how she likely thinks she has done me a favor. I know she is not my friend. She is just a boss. As I leave the meeting, I take a deep breath. I walk back to my office. The hallway feels different now. I see my colleagues, but I avoid their eyes. I do not want to see pity. I do not want their sympathy. I reach my office and close the door behind me. I sit down at my desk. I feel the weight of the moment. I know I need to act fast. I start to pack my personal items. I pull out pictures from my desk drawer. I fold them carefully and place them in a box. I think about the memories tied to each picture, the laughter, the teamwork. I know it is time to move on. My heart races as I think about what comes next. I pull out my phone and send a text to my confidante, Sarah. I tell her about the meeting and my dismissal. I mention my plans for the future. I want her to know that I am ready to take control. I need to reclaim my work and my worth. I finish packing my things. I take one last look around my office. I feel a mix of sadness and relief. I have spent years building my career here. Yet I know I cannot stay. I grab my box and open the door. I walk out, keeping my head high. As I head to the exit, I feel eyes on me. I catch a glimpse of my colleagues looking at me. Some of them whisper. I hear my name. I try to ignore it. I tell myself that this is my chance to move forward. I step outside into the fresh air. I take a deep breath. Feels good to be free. I know I need to meet Mark soon. He has been waiting for me to reach out. I think about our past conversations. He sees my potential. He understands my contributions to the industry. I walk to my car, feeling lighter with each step. I open the door and get inside. I start the engine and take a moment to breathe. I think about what I will tell Mark. I will explain my situation honestly. I will share my ideas for the future. I will not let this dismissal define me. As I drive, I reflect on my time at the company. I think about my projects and my algorithm. I feel pride in my work. I know I have made a difference. I will not let others take credit for my efforts. I will fight for what is mine. I arrive at the restaurant where I will meet Mark. I park and take a quick look in the mirror. I want to look confident. I fix my hair and smooth my clothes. I step out of the car and walk inside. The restaurant is quiet, and I spot Mark at a table in the corner. He smiles as I approach. I return the smile, but inside I feel a mix of nerves and excitement. I sit down, ready to share my story. Mark asks how I am doing. I take a deep breath and begin to speak. I tell him about the meeting and my dismissal. I explain how I felt the signs leading up to it. I mention my contributions and how they were overlooked. I share my plans to secure a patent for my work. Mark listens carefully. He nods as I speak. He understands the gravity of the situation. I can see it in his eyes. This is my chance. I feel a spark of hope. I know I can turn this setback into an opportunity. As we talk, I feel my confidence growing. I think about the future. I know I am ready to take the next step. I will not let this moment hold me back. I will use it to fuel my drive. I will reclaim my place in the industry. As I sit across from Mark, I reflect on the past few months. I think about the warning signs I ignored. I had a feeling something was off long before the meeting. I remember the small moments that added up. It started with misdirected emails. I would get messages meant for others. They were about projects I worked on. I would read them and feel uneasy. Why were people talking about my work without me? I brushed it off at first. I told myself it was just a mix-up. But deep down I felt something was wrong. Then there were hushed conversations. I walked by groups of colleagues talking in quiet tones. They would stop talking when I approached. I felt their eyes on me. It was like I was an outsider in my own team. I tried to laugh it off, but it hurt. I wondered if they were discussing me. What were they saying? The office dynamics changed as well. People seemed more distant. Colleagues who once joked with me now avoided eye contact. I felt alone. I tried to reach out. I asked if everything was okay. They would nod and smile, but their eyes told a different story. I felt a growing sense of isolation. One day, I overheard a conversation between Laura and another manager. They were talking about restructuring. I froze in my tracks. I felt my stomach drop. They were discussing changes, but I was not part of it. I wanted to shout. I wanted to say that I deserved to be included, but I stayed silent. I felt powerless. I tried to stay focused on my work. I put my energy into my projects. I poured my heart into every line of code. I knew I was making valuable contributions, but the atmosphere was suffocating. It was hard to ignore the feeling that I was being pushed out. As I look at Mark, I realize I was right to be concerned. The signs were clear, but I didn't want to believe them. I didn't want to face the truth. I thought if I worked harder, they would see my value. But now I see how naive that was. Mark asks me about my algorithm. I tell him about my work. I explain how I developed it and the potential it has. I feel a sense of pride in my voice. I remember the long hours spent perfecting it. I realize I fought for my ideas for so long. I will not let them go unnoticed any longer. The conversation shifts to my plans. I tell Mark I want to secure a patent for my algorithm. I want to protect my work. I want to be recognized for my contributions. I see Mark's eyes light up. He understands the importance of this move. He encourages me to move forward. I feel a surge of determination. As we talk about the patent process, I remember the discussions around the office. I think about how the executives took credit for my work. They smiled in meetings, presenting my ideas as their own. I felt invisible. I wanted to scream that they were not the ones who did the work. Mark leans in closer. He tells me about his own experiences in the industry. He shares stories of innovators who faced similar struggles. I listen intently. His words resonate with me. I realize I am not alone. Many have fought this battle. Many have come out stronger. As the lunch goes on, I gain more confidence. I see a path forward. I picture myself filing for the patent. I imagine the look on Laura's face when she hears about it. It brings me a sense of satisfaction. I will reclaim my work. I will take control of my future. After our meal, Mark offers to help. He wants to connect me with a patent attorney. I feel grateful. This is the support I need. I know that with the right guidance, I can protect my innovation. I can finally get what I deserve. As I leave the restaurant, I feel a sense of hope. I walk to my car with a lighter heart. I think about the next steps. I need to gather my materials for the patent. I need to detail my work and the timeline. I know this process will be challenging, but I am ready. I start my car and drive home. The streets feel brighter. The weight of the meeting with Laura is lifting. I think about my future. I am determined to make this work. I will not let fear hold me back any longer. Once I arrive home, I sit at my desk. I pull out my laptop and start working. I open a document and begin to outline my algorithm. I write down every detail. I think about how to explain my process clearly. I know this is important for the patent application. As I type, I feel a sense of empowerment. I remember all the late nights and hard work. I realize that I am the one who created this innovation. I am the one who deserves the credit. I feel anger at how the company treated me, but I also feel a fire in my belly. I will not let this define me. I finish my initial outline and save the document. I sit back in my chair and take a deep breath. I feel proud of what I have accomplished. I know this is just the beginning. I have a long road ahead, but I am ready to walk it. I grab my phone and text Sarah again. I tell her about my meeting with Mark and my plans to file for the patent. I share my excitement. I know she will be thrilled. I feel the support of my friends lifting me up. As I close my laptop, I smile. I feel a shift inside me. I am no longer the person who waited for recognition. I am the person who will fight for it. I will reclaim my work. I will show the world my worth. I am ready for what comes next. I wake up the next morning feeling a mix of emotions. I think about the meeting with Laura. I know today is the day I will be officially dismissed. My heart races as I get ready. I try to push the anxiety aside. I remind myself that I am taking control of my future. I arrive at the office early. The building feels empty and cold. I take a deep breath and walk to my desk. I see my box from yesterday. It sits there, waiting for me. I know I need to finish packing my things. I want to leave no trace of my time here. As I pack, I feel a wave of calmness wash over me. I remind myself that I have plans ahead. I will be filing for my patent soon. I will be moving on to a new chapter in my career. I will not let this dismissal define me. Laura calls for me to come to her office. I take a deep breath and walk in. I see her sitting behind her desk. The HR representative is there too. I feel a knot in my stomach again. They both look serious. I know what is coming. Laura starts speaking. She says she is sorry to have to do this. She talks about the company's need for restructuring. She repeats that my contributions were valued. I nod, trying to keep my composure. I want to tell her that I know the truth. I want to tell her how I feel overlooked. Instead, I stay quiet. She hands me the severance package again. I glance at the papers. I see the details of my benefits. I feel anger rise inside me. I know I am worth more than this package. I want to scream that I built something valuable, but I hold it in. I do not want to give her the satisfaction of seeing me upset. Laura tries to explain the process. She mentions how the company will assist me in my transition. I want to laugh. There is no transition for me. I am leaving because they pushed me out. I nod politely, but inside I feel a storm brewing. As we finish the meeting, I keep my face neutral. I know Laura expects me to be emotional. She expects tears or anger. Instead, I smile slightly. I want her to see that I am strong. I want her to know that this will not break me. When I leave her office, I feel a rush of adrenaline. I have been waiting for this moment. I step back into the hallway and I see a few colleagues watching me. Their faces show concern. I feel their eyes on me. I want to tell them that I am okay. I want to reassure them, but I keep walking. I return to my desk one last time. I finish packing the last of my things. I take one last look around the office. I remember the laughter and teamwork. I remember the long nights spent working hard. I feel a mix of sadness and empowerment. I am ready to move on. As I walk to the exit, I feel lighter. I open the door and step outside. The air is fresh and I take a deep breath. I can feel the weight lifting off my shoulders. I know this is the end of one chapter, but it is also the beginning of another. Once I reach my car, I sit for a moment. I take a deep breath. I pull out my phone and text Sarah again. I let her know I have officially been dismissed. I tell her I am ready to move forward. I feel a sense of relief in sharing this news. I drive home, feeling a sense of freedom. I think about my plans for the patent. I think about my meeting with Mark. I know I need to get started on the paperwork. I feel the excitement building inside me. When I get home, I sit at my desk and open my laptop. I begin to gather all my notes on the algorithm. I want to be thorough. I want to ensure I have everything ready. I feel focused and determined. As I work, I think about how I felt during the meeting with Laura. I think about how I held back my emotions. I realize that I made the right choice. I did not want to give her the satisfaction of seeing me upset. I want to show that I am resilient. I spend the next few hours organizing my thoughts. I detail my process and the timeline of my work. I want to present my algorithm in the best way possible. I want to protect my innovation. I want to be recognized for my contributions. Later, I take a break and grab a snack. I look outside and see the sun shining. I take a moment to breathe. I remind myself that I am moving towards something better. I am ready to embrace this new chapter. After my break, I return to my work. I am filled with a renewed sense of purpose. I will not let my dismissal hold me back. I will rise above it. I will become the leader I know I can be. As night falls, I finish my initial draft for the patent application. I feel a sense of satisfaction. I realize that I am taking control of my future. I am reclaiming my work. I am becoming the innovator I always wanted to be. I send a quick text to Mark, letting him know I have started the patent process. I feel excited to share my progress. I know he will be supportive. I feel grateful for the connections I am building. Before I go to bed, I take a moment to reflect. I think about the challenges I faced at my old job. I think about the obstacles I overcame. I feel proud of my strength. I know I am ready for what comes next. I close my laptop and head to bed, feeling hopeful for the future. The next day, I wake up feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. I know I need to prepare for what comes next. I sit at my kitchen table with a cup of coffee. I pull out my laptop and look at my notes. I must focus on the patent application. I remind myself that this is my opportunity to reclaim my work. After breakfast, I dive into my research. I review the requirements for filing a patent. I take notes on what I need to include. I want to make sure I cover every detail. I feel a sense of purpose as I work. I know this is the step I need to take. I spend hours writing down the specifics of my algorithm. I outline the steps I took to develop it. I think about the problems it solves. I feel pride in what I have created. This algorithm is my hard work, and I will not let it go unrecognized. As I write, I remember the long nights spent perfecting my code. I remember the moments of frustration and the breakthroughs. I feel grateful for my journey. Each challenge I faced has led me to this moment. I know that I am capable. Around midday, I take a break. I step outside for some fresh air. The sun is shining and I take a deep breath. I feel lighter. I remind myself that I am moving forward. I am no longer tied to my old job. I am free to pursue my dreams. After my break, I sit back down at my desk. I continue working on the patent application. I feel a sense of urgency. I want to finish this as soon as possible. I know that every minute counts. I want to get my work out into the world. Later in the afternoon, I receive a text from Sarah. She checks in to see how I am doing. I tell her about my progress on the patent. I share my excitement. I feel supported by her words. It helps to know that I have friends cheering me on. As I work, I think about my meeting with Mark. I know he is waiting to hear about my progress. I want to impress him with my dedication and focus. I feel motivated to keep going. I remind myself that this is my chance to shine. I finish the initial draft of the patent application by evening. I lean back in my chair and breathe a sigh of relief. I feel a sense of accomplishment. I have taken a significant step toward protecting my work. I realize that I am building a future for myself. As I look over my notes one last time, I feel a twinge of doubt. What if I miss something? What if my application is not strong enough? I shake my head. I cannot let fear creep in. I remind myself that I have put in the hard work. I have done my best. I decide to reach out to Mark. I send him a message, letting him know I'm ready to discuss the next steps. I tell him I've completed my draft. I feel nervous as I hit send, but I know I need to take this step. While I wait for his response, I take a moment to relax. I pour myself another cup of coffee and sit on my couch. I think about my journey so far. I think about my dismissal and how it pushed me to reclaim my work. I feel proud of what I have accomplished. After a while, my phone buzzes. It's Mark. He replies quickly, expressing excitement about my progress. He suggests we meet to discuss the next steps for the patent. I feel a surge of happiness. I know this is the support I need. We agreed to meet the next day at a cafe near my home. I feel grateful for Mark's willingness to help. I know that with his guidance, I can navigate this process. I am ready to take the next step in my journey. That night, I go to bed feeling hopeful. I close my eyes and picture my future. I imagine my algorithm being recognized and valued. I see myself standing tall, proud of my work. I know that I am on the right path. The next morning, I wake up early. I feel energized and ready for the day. I take a quick shower and dress in my best outfit. I want to make a good impression on Mark. I grab a light breakfast and head out the door. When I arrive at the cafe, I see Mark sitting at a table. He smiles and waves as I approach. I feel a sense of warmth. This is someone who believes in me. I sit down and we start to chat. I share my excitement about the patent application. I tell him about the process I went through to draft it. He listens attentively, nodding as I speak. I feel supported as I share my thoughts. After I finish, Mark offers his insights. He provides suggestions on how to strengthen my application. I take notes as he speaks. His advice is valuable. I feel grateful for his support. I know he wants to see me succeed. We discuss the next steps in the patent process. He explains how to file and what to expect. I feel a sense of clarity as he speaks. I know I am on the right track. I am ready to take control of my future. As we finish our meeting, I feel a renewed sense of purpose. I thank Mark for his help. I leave the cafe feeling empowered. I know I am moving closer to my goals. I head home with a smile on my face. I think about how far I have come. I think about the challenges I faced and how they only made me stronger. I am ready for whatever comes next. I will not let anything hold me back. My journey is just beginning. After my meeting with Mark, I feel a surge of energy. I know I need to keep moving forward. I focus on my patent application and the steps ahead. I take his advice to heart and begin to organize my materials. I want to be ready for anything. The next day, I sit down at my desk early in the morning. I open my laptop and review my notes. I make a checklist of everything I need to prepare for filing the patent. I want to ensure I cover all the details. I remind myself that this is my chance to take control of my work. I gather all my documents. I organize my algorithm and the timeline of my work. I want to show the process clearly. I know that clarity will help my application stand out. I feel focused and determined as I work. Midday, I take a break and step outside. The sun is shining and I take a moment to breathe. I think about the journey ahead. I remember the challenges I faced at my old job. I feel a mix of anger and resolve. I will not let anyone take credit for my hard work again. As I walk back inside, I check my phone. I see a message from Sarah. She wants to know how my progress is going. I send her an update. I tell her about my meeting with Mark and the next steps for the patent. I feel grateful for her support. Later that afternoon, I receive a call from Mark. He wants to discuss my application further. We set a time to meet again. I feel excited to share my progress with him. I know that his input will be valuable. The next day, we meet at the same cafe. I arrive early, feeling a mix of anticipation and nerves. When Mark arrives, he greets me with a warm smile. We sit down and I pull out my notes. I want to show him how far I've come. I explain the changes I made based on his previous advice. I share my ideas for strengthening the application. Mark listens carefully. He nods as I speak and I feel a sense of validation. I know I am on the right path. As we discuss the details, I feel more confident. Mark offers suggestions on how to present my work. He encourages me to highlight the unique aspects of my algorithm. I take notes eagerly, feeling a spark of inspiration. After our meeting, I feel empowered. I know I am making progress. I return home with a renewed sense of purpose. I sit down at my desk and start working on the application again. I feel energized as I put Mark's suggestions into action. I spend the next few days finalizing the patent application. I double-check every detail. I want to ensure everything is clear and concise. I know that this application represents my hard work and dedication. As I work, I think about my old job. I remember the feeling of being overlooked. I remember the whispers and the distance from my colleagues. I feel anger rise again, but I push it aside. I remind myself that I am moving forward. I will not let the past hold me back. After several long days of work, I finish the application. I feel a sense of relief wash over me. I lean back in my chair and take a deep breath. I have completed a significant step toward reclaiming my innovation. I am ready to file. The next day, I gather my materials and prepare to submit the application. I feel a mix of excitement and nerves as I drive to the patent office. I remind myself that this is a major step in my journey. I am taking control of my future. When I arrive at the office, I walk in with confidence. I approach the counter and speak to the clerk. I hand over my application, feeling a rush of emotions. This is it. I am officially taking ownership of my work. After I submit the application, I step outside. I take a deep breath and smile. I feel a weight lifted off my shoulders. I have done it. I have taken the first step toward securing my innovation. As I drive home, I reflect on my journey. I think about how far I have come. I remember the struggles, the doubts, and the fears. But in that moment, I feel proud. I have fought for my work, and I am reclaiming my future. Once I get home, I text Mark to let him know I submitted the application. I feel excited to share this news with him. I know he will be proud of my progress. I want him to see that I am committed to this journey. Later that evening, I receive a text back from Mark. He congratulates me and expresses his excitement for what's next. I feel a sense of warmth as I read his words. I know I have a strong support system. That night, I go to bed feeling hopeful. I close my eyes and picture the future. I imagine my algorithm being recognized and valued. I see myself standing tall, proud of my work. I know that I am moving in the right direction. The following days are filled with anticipation. I check my email regularly, waiting for updates on my application. I feel a mix of excitement and nerves. I remind myself that I have done everything I can. I have taken control of my future. One morning, I receive an email from the patent office. My heart races as I open it. I read the message carefully. They confirmed that they have received my application and will begin the review process. I feel a wave of relief wash over me. I have taken a major step forward. As I sit back in my chair, I feel a sense of accomplishment. I know that I am on the path to reclaiming my work. I am ready for whatever comes next. I will not let anything or anyone hold me back again. I am determined to succeed. After submitting my patent application, I feel a mix of excitement and anxiety. I know that the review process can take time. I remind myself to be patient. I have worked hard to get to this point, and I want to stay focused on the future. In the days that follow, I keep busy. I dive into research about the patent process. I want to understand what to expect. I read articles and watch videos that explain each step. I feel more informed and ready for the journey ahead. I also continue to work on my networking. I reach out to people in the industry. I share my story and my algorithm with them. I want to build connections. I know that these relationships will be important as I move forward. One afternoon, I receive a call from Mark. He wants to check in on my progress. I feel grateful for his support. We chat about my application and the next steps. I share my excitement about the potential for my algorithm. He encourages me to stay positive and keep working. As we talk, I mention my plans to improve the algorithm further. I want to enhance its features and make it even more valuable. Mark agrees that this is a great idea. He offers to help me brainstorm new ideas. I feel energized by his enthusiasm. We set a time to meet again next week. I leave the call feeling motivated. I know that I have someone in my corner who believes in me. I feel grateful for his support. Over the next few days, I focus on refining my algorithm. I spend hours testing and tweaking it. I want to ensure it is as effective as possible. I feel a sense of pride as I see improvements. I know that this work will pay off in the long run. One evening, I receive a text from Sarah. She wants to celebrate my progress. She suggests we go out for dinner. I feel excited at the idea. I know I need to take a break and enjoy the moment. I agree, and we set a date for the weekend. As the days pass, I continue to work on my algorithm and prepare for my meeting with Mark. I feel a sense of purpose. I am determined to make the most of this opportunity. I know that I cannot let fear or doubt stop me. The weekend arrives and I meet Sarah at a local restaurant. We catch up over dinner. I share my progress on the patent application and my improvements to the algorithm. She listens intently and I can see her excitement for me. We laugh and celebrate my achievements. I feel a sense of joy in sharing my story with her. She reminds me of how far I have come. I feel gratitude for her support. I know that I am lucky to have friends who believe in me. After dinner, we walk around the nearby park. The night is warm and the stars shine brightly. I take a deep breath and feel a sense of peace. I am ready for whatever comes next. I have worked hard and I am proud of my journey. The following week, I meet with Mark again. We sit down in the cafe to discuss my algorithm. I share the improvements I made and the ideas I have for new features. He listens carefully and takes notes. I feel excited to share my progress. Mark offers valuable feedback. He suggests ways to enhance my algorithm even further. I take his advice to heart. I know that his experience will help me shape my work into something even more powerful. As we finish our meeting, I feel a renewed sense of purpose. I thank Mark for his support and guidance. I leave the cafe feeling motivated and ready to take on the next steps. When I get home, I dive back into my work. I focus on implementing Mark's suggestions. I spend hours coding and testing. I feel a sense of joy as I see my algorithm improving. I know that I am on the right track. Days turn into weeks as I continue to refine my work. I keep a close eye on my email, waiting for updates from the patent office. I feel a mix of anticipation and nerves. I remind myself to stay patient. I have done everything I can. One afternoon, while I am deep in thought, my phone buzzes. I pick it up and see an email notification from the patent office. My heart races as I open it. I read the message carefully. They have completed the initial review of my application. I feel a wave of emotions. I read on, feeling hopeful. They request additional information to clarify certain aspects of my algorithm. I take a deep breath, knowing this is common in the process. I remind myself that this is not the end. I quickly gather the information they need. I want to respond promptly. I work diligently to put together a clear and concise reply. I feel determined to provide everything they request. I know that this is part of the process and I will not back down. Once I finish my response, I hit send. I feel a sense of relief. I have taken action and now I must wait again. I remind myself to stay focused on my work and my goals. In the following days, I continue to refine my algorithm and prepare for future opportunities. I know that I am building something valuable. I keep pushing forward, determined to make my mark in the industry. As I reflect on my journey, I feel proud of what I have accomplished. I have faced challenges and overcome obstacles. I am now on a path to reclaim my work. I know that I will continue to fight for my innovation and my future. I am ready for whatever comes next. A few days after I submitted my response to the patent office, I wake up feeling anxious. I know that my former company, TechCorp, is starting to feel the impact of my departure. I think about how I left and I can't help but feel a mix of satisfaction and concern. I remember the chaos that followed my dismissal. As I get ready for the day, I check my phone. I see a message from Sarah. She asks if I've heard any news from Tech Corporation. I text her back, saying I haven't. I tell her I'm focusing on my work in the patent application. I know I need to stay positive. Later that afternoon, I receive a call from an old colleague, Jamie. She sounds worried. She tells me that things have been chaotic at TechCorp since I left. I listen carefully as she explains how the executives are struggling to manage without my algorithm. I feel a sense of validation. I know the value of my work, and it feels good to hear that others see it too. Jamie shares that the company is having trouble meeting deadlines. Projects are falling behind and the team is under pressure. I can hear the stress in her voice. She tells me that the executives are scrambling to come up with solutions. I feel a mix of pity and satisfaction. I remember the times I felt overlooked and underappreciated. As Jamie talks, I think about the algorithm I developed. I realize how crucial it is to their operations. It was my innovation that drove many projects forward. I feel a sense of empowerment. I know that I am moving in the right direction and they are realizing what they lost. After the call, I sit down at my desk. I feel a wave of determination. I want to make sure my algorithm gets the recognition it deserves. I know I have to keep pushing forward. I remind myself that I am on a path to reclaim my work and my future. The next day, I receive a text from Mark. He wants to meet to discuss some ideas for the industry. I feel excited. I appreciate his insights and I know he will help me think through my next steps. We set a time to meet at our usual cafe. When I arrive, Mark is already waiting for me. He greets me with a big smile. I sit down and we start chatting. I share what Jamie told me about the chaos at Tech Corporation. Mark listens intently, nodding as I speak. I can see he understands the weight of the situation. We discuss the potential impact of my algorithm on the industry. Mark suggests that I consider reaching out to other companies. He believes there might be interest in licensing my algorithm. I feel a surge of excitement. This could be a great opportunity to showcase my work and gain recognition. As we brainstorm, I feel inspired. I take notes as Mark shares his ideas. He encourages me to think big. I realize that I have the chance to make a real impact in the industry. I want to use my innovation to help others. After our meeting, I head home feeling motivated. I know I need to take action. I spend the next few days researching companies that might benefit from my algorithm. I want to find the right partners who will appreciate my work. I create a list of potential companies and start drafting emails. I want to introduce myself and my algorithm. I feel a mix of excitement and nerves. I know this is a big step, but I am ready to put myself out there. As I write the emails, I feel a sense of empowerment. I remind myself that I am the one who created this innovation. I am the one who deserves recognition. I take a deep breath and hit send on my first email. Over the next few days, I continue to reach out to different companies. I feel hopeful as I share my work. I know that I am taking control of my future. I am no longer waiting for someone to recognize my contributions. I am actively seeking opportunities. One afternoon, I receive a response from a company I contacted. They express interest in my algorithm and want to set up a meeting. I feel a rush of excitement. This is the opportunity I've been waiting for. I quickly respond, agreeing to meet. As the days pass, I prepare for the meeting. I gather all the materials I need to present my algorithm effectively. I want to show them how it can benefit their operations. I feel a sense of purpose as I work. The day of the meeting arrives and I feel nervous but excited. I dress professionally and head to the office of the company. When I arrive, I take a deep breath. I remind myself that I am prepared and capable. During the meeting, I present my algorithm confidently. I explain its features and the problems it solves. I can see the interest in their eyes as I speak. I feel a sense of validation. I know that my hard work is paying off. After my presentation, they have questions. I answer them clearly and concisely. I feel empowered as I share my knowledge. I can sense their enthusiasm growing. I know I have made a strong impression. As the meeting comes to a close, they express interest in moving forward. They want to discuss licensing my algorithm further. I feel a wave of relief and excitement. This is the breakthrough I have been working toward. On my way home, I reflect on the meeting. I feel a surge of joy. I have taken control of my future, and it feels incredible. I think about how far I have come since my dismissal from Tech Corporation. I am no longer waiting for recognition. I am creating my own opportunities. That evening, I call Sarah to share the news. I can hear her excitement over the phone as I tell her about the meeting. I feel grateful for her support. I know that I am not alone in this journey. As I hang up, I take a moment to reflect. I know that I am on the right path. I am reclaiming my work and my future. I feel a sense of peace and determination. I am ready for whatever comes next. I will not let anything hold me back. I am ready to embrace my success. After the meeting, I feel a rush of excitement and hope. I've taken a big step forward, and I am ready to embrace my new role in the industry. I know that this is my time to shine. I take a moment to breathe and reflect on what I have accomplished. Over the next few days, I work closely with the company that expressed interest in my algorithm. They have a dedicated team that wants to explore how my innovation can fit into their operations. I feel energized as I collaborate with them. I know that this is the beginning of something great. We set up meetings to discuss the details of the licensing agreement. I work hard to ensure that my algorithm is presented in the best light. I want to show them how it can solve real problems and create value. I feel proud of what I have created. During our discussions, I share my vision for the algorithm. I explain how it can improve efficiency and drive results. The team responds positively to my ideas. They ask questions and want to know more about the technology behind it. I feel validated. I know that my hard work is paying off. As we dive deeper into the discussions, I realize that this collaboration is more than just a business deal. Feels like a partnership. I can sense the excitement from their team, and it fuels my motivation. I am ready to take my algorithm to new heights. I spend hours preparing for each meeting. I want to ensure that I am ready for anything. I gather data, create presentations, and practice my pitches. I feel empowered by the work I am doing. I know that I am taking charge of my future. One afternoon, we sit down to finalize the agreement. I feel a mix of nerves and excitement as we go over the details. I want to ensure that the terms reflect the value of my work. I know this is an important moment for me. As we discuss the licensing terms, I feel a sense of confidence. I advocate for what I believe is fair. I explain the value my algorithm brings to their operations. I can see their team nodding in agreement. They understand the potential, and it feels good to be recognized. After some back and forth, we reach an agreement. I feel a wave of relief and joy wash over me. I have secured a licensing deal for my algorithm. This is a major milestone. I know that this will open doors for me in the industry. Once the agreement is finalized, I take a moment to celebrate. I call Sarah to share the good news. I can hear her excitement in her voice as I tell her about the deal. She reminds me of how far I have come. I feel grateful for her support. In the days that follow, I work closely with their team to implement my algorithm. I feel energized as we collaborate on the project. I see my innovation coming to life, and it fills me with pride. I am finally being recognized for my contributions. As we move forward, I find myself thriving in this new environment. The team values my input, and I feel like a true leader. I am no longer just an employee, I am an innovator. I take ownership of my work and feel empowered to make decisions. During our meetings, I share ideas for further improvements. I feel inspired by the teamwork and collaboration. Together, we brainstorm ways to enhance the algorithm and expand its capabilities. I know that I am part of something special. One afternoon, we have a meeting with the executive team. I feel a mix of nerves and excitement as I prepare to present our progress. I want to make sure they see the value of my work. I put together a presentation that highlights our achievements. When the meeting begins, I take a deep breath and present my work. I explain how my algorithm has already made an impact on their operations. I share data and feedback from the team. I can see their interest growing. As I speak, I feel a sense of pride. I know that my hard work is finally being recognized. I am not just another face in the crowd. I am the one who created this innovation, and I am here to show its value. After the presentation, the executives expressed their enthusiasm. They see the potential in my work. They ask questions and want to know more about future developments. I feel validated and excited to continue this journey. As the weeks go by, I feel more and more at home in my new role. I embrace the challenges and opportunities that come my way. I know that I am building a future for myself, one that I can be proud of. I take time to reflect on my journey. I think about how far I have come since my dismissal from Tech Corporation. I remember the doubts and fears I faced, but I also remember the strength I found within myself. I am no longer waiting for recognition. I am creating my own success. In the evenings, I often find myself working on new ideas. I want to continue pushing the boundaries of my algorithm. I feel a sense of purpose as I brainstorm ways to improve and innovate. I know that my journey is just beginning. As I sit at my desk, I feel a sense of fulfillment. I have taken control of my future, and it feels amazing. I am ready for whatever comes next. I will not let anything hold me back. I am determined to succeed, and I know that I am on the right path. Weeks pass, and I settle into my new role. I feel more confident every day. The team at the company has accepted me as part of their family. I am no longer just a person behind a desk. I am a leader, and my contributions matter. The excitement around my algorithm grows. We begin to see tangible results. The efficiency improvements are impressive, and everyone is thrilled. I feel a sense of pride watching my work make a difference. I know that I have finally found my place in the industry. As we continue to develop the algorithm, I keep an eye on Tech Corporation. I hear updates from Jamie and other colleagues. They share stories of the chaos that continues. Projects are still falling behind, and the executives are under pressure. I feel a mix of sympathy and satisfaction. I remember how it felt to be overlooked, and now I see how my absence is impacting them. One afternoon, I receive a call from Jamie. She tells me that Tech Corp is struggling to negotiate licensing terms for my algorithm. They are trying to recover from my departure, but it's not going well. I feel a rush of emotions. I realize how crucial my work is to their success. I wonder if they even recognize my value now. Jamie mentions that some executives have been reaching out to her, looking for advice on how to move forward. I feel a mix of pride and anger. They didn't appreciate my contributions when I was there, but now they're scrambling to fix the mess. I remind myself that I cannot dwell on the past. I have my own path to focus on. As I dive back into my work, I feel a renewed sense of purpose. I want to continue improving my algorithm and exploring new opportunities. I spend hours brainstorming ways to enhance its features. I know there's always room for growth. One day, Mark calls me. He wants to discuss my progress in the situation at Tech Corporation. He's been following the news and sees potential for collaboration. I feel intrigued by the idea. We set a time to meet. When we sit down, Mark shares his thoughts. He believes that my algorithm could help stabilize Tech Corp's operations if they are open to collaboration. He suggests that I consider reaching out to them. I feel a mix of hesitation and excitement. Could I really work with them again? As we talk, Mark encourages me to think about the bigger picture. He reminds me that collaboration could benefit both sides. I start to see the potential. If Tech Corp is struggling, I could help them while also securing my position in the industry. After our meeting, I reflect on what Mark said. I think about my algorithm and how it could improve their operations. I know that helping them could be a chance to prove my worth even further. I decide to draft an email to their executives. In the email, I express my willingness to discuss how my algorithm can help Tech Corporation. I outline the improvements we've seen at my current company and how it could benefit them as well. I feel nervous as I hit send. This could open up a new chapter for me. A few days later, I receive a response from Tech Corporation. They express interest in discussing my proposal. I feel a rush of excitement. I cannot believe this is happening. I prepare for the meeting with a mix of nerves and anticipation. On the day of the meeting, I arrive at Tech Corp's office. The atmosphere feels different. I walk through the hallways, remembering the times I spent here. It feels strange to be back, but I remind myself that I am not the same person I was before. I am stronger and more confident. When I enter the meeting room, I see familiar faces. Some of the executives are there, and I can sense their surprise. I take a deep breath and remind myself that I am here to help. I present my proposal clearly and confidently. I explain how my algorithm can solve their challenges. As I speak, I feel empowered. I see interest in their eyes as I share the success we've had. I present data that highlights the improvements my algorithm can bring. I can sense the shift in the room. They are starting to recognize the value I can offer. After my presentation, there are questions. I answer them with confidence, drawing on my experience. I can feel the energy in the room changing. They seem genuinely interested in collaborating. I feel a sense of satisfaction knowing that I am finally being taken seriously. As the meeting comes to a close, they express interest in discussing licensing terms. I feel a wave of relief and joy. This is my opportunity to show my worth and help them recover. I know that this collaboration could lead to great things. In the following weeks, we continued discussions about the collaboration. I work closely with their team to outline the terms of the agreement. I feel a sense of empowerment as we negotiate. I know that I am securing my future. As we finalize the agreement, I reflect on how far I've come. I think about the challenges I faced at Tech Corporation. I remember the doubts and fears, but I also remember the strength I found within myself. I am reclaiming my work and my future. When the agreement is signed, I feel a wave of accomplishment. I have taken control of my career and it feels amazing. I have turned a challenging situation into an opportunity for growth. I know that I am on the right path. As I celebrate this achievement with my new team, I feel a sense of fulfillment. I have helped Tech Corp in a time of need, and I have secured my place in the industry. I know that this is just the beginning. I am ready for whatever comes next. I will continue to embrace my journey and make my mark in the world. Months pass, and I find myself thriving in my new role. The collaboration with Tech Corp has proven successful. My algorithm has brought significant improvements to their operations. I feel a sense of pride every time I hear about the positive changes. I am finally being recognized for my hard work. I receive an invitation to speak at a technology conference. They want me to share my story and the impact of my algorithm. I feel a rush of excitement and nerves. This is a chance to inspire others and show what I have accomplished. I accept the invitation without hesitation. As the date of the conference approaches, I spend time preparing my presentation. I want to share not just the technical aspects of my algorithm, but also the journey I took to get here. I think about the challenges I faced and how I overcame them. I want others to see that resilience can lead to success. On the day of the conference, I arrive early. The venue is buzzing with energy. I can feel the excitement in the air as people gather. I take a deep breath and remind myself of my purpose. I am here to share my story and inspire others. When it's time for my presentation, I step onto the stage. The audience looks eager and curious. I begin by sharing my background, my time at Tech Corp, and the challenges I faced. I speak about the moment I was dismissed and how it pushed me to reclaim my work. I see heads nodding in understanding. I know they can relate. As I talk about my journey, I feel a sense of connection with the audience. I share the story of how I developed my algorithm and the struggles I faced along the way. I emphasize the importance of perseverance and believing in oneself. I want them to know that setbacks can lead to greater opportunities. I present the results of my algorithm, showcasing the improvements it brought to Tech Corporation. I share data and real-world examples. I can see the interest growing in the audience. I feel empowered as I speak about the impact of my work. This is my moment to shine. After my presentation, I receive applause and cheers. I feel a wave of gratitude wash over me. I have shared my story and it resonated with others. I step down from the stage and people come up to me to express their appreciation. They thank me for sharing my journey. I feel a sense of fulfillment. As the conference continues, I connect with other innovators and industry leaders. I engage in conversations about collaboration and future projects. I can feel the excitement buzzing around me. I know that I am building valuable connections that will help me grow. Later in the day, I am invited to a panel discussion. I sit alongside other successful innovators who share their experiences. We discuss the importance of recognizing and valuing the contributions of others. I feel proud to be part of this conversation. I share my thoughts on how collaboration can lead to greater innovations. As the panel wraps up, I reflect on how far I have come. I think about my journey from being dismissed to standing on that stage. I realize that I have fought hard for my place in the industry. I have turned my challenges into opportunities, and it feels amazing. After the conference, I received messages from attendees expressing their gratitude. They tell me how my story inspired them. I feel a sense of fulfillment knowing that I made a difference. I am no longer just an employee, I am an innovator and a leader. In the following weeks, I received more invitations to speak at events and conferences. I feel grateful for the recognition. I know that I can continue to inspire others with my story. I take every opportunity to share what I've learned along the way. As my career progresses, I find myself in a position of influence. I mentor others who are navigating their own challenges. I want to help them find their voices and embrace their innovations. I know that sharing my experiences can guide them toward success. One evening, I sit down to reflect on my journey. I think about the struggles I faced and the strength I found within myself. I remember the fear of being dismissed and the determination to reclaim my work. I realize that I have come full circle. I am now in a position to lift others up. I smile as I think about my journey. I know that my work has made a difference and I will continue to push boundaries. I am proud of who I have become. I have turned my vision into reality and I am ready for whatever comes next. As I close my laptop for the night, I feel a sense of peace. I have achieved what I set out to do and I know that my story is still unfolding. I am excited to see where this journey will lead me. I will continue to fight for my innovations and inspire others along the way. I am ready for the future and I know that it is bright. If you love the story, like the video and subscribe.